All right, we're going to go over some of these division problems on page 37, just kind of reviewing multiplying dividing a trinomial and a binomial. So I have those first terms highlighted in both the inside of the division and on the outside. Now I'm going to take those and I'm going to come over here to the side and I'm going to divide them. So x squared divided by x is x squared minus 1, which is going to give me x. I'm going to bring that up here. Then I'm going to multiply x times x minus 8. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 8 is negative 8x. Okay, so when you subtract, changes that x squared to a negative, and that negative 8 to a positive. X squared minus x squared is 0. Negative 11 plus 8 is negative 3x. Bring down that positive 24. All right, so now we need to get our next term so that we can solve the rest of our problem. So remember, we're just looking at those first terms. And I'm going to have negative 3x divided by x. So x divided by x cancels, leaving me only with negative 3. And then I'm going to take that negative 3 and I'm going to multiply it by x minus 8. So negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Negative 3 times negative 8 is positive 24. So when I subtract, it's going to change that negative to a positive and that positive to a negative. My final answer will be 0. Okay, so we're going to go on to the next one, number 12. And this one looks kind of weird because you have this big old long radical sign, but then you only have 2 problems in it. And it's because this is going to end up being a longer problem than what it looks like. So we will start there with the first term. Remember, we'll do that with every single one of them. Whatever the first term is, we're going to divide it by the first term, okay? So we have x to the third divided by x. That is going to give us x squared. Okay, I'm going to take that x squared and I'm going to multiply it by x minus y. When I do that, x squared times x is x to the third. X squared times negative y is negative x squared y. All right, so I'm going to subtract. That's going to become a positive. Those x to the thirds cancel, leaving me with x squared times y. You can go ahead and bring this negative 3 down, or negative y to the third down, just so you don't forget about it, but we still won't use it yet. So I'm going to take my first term and I'm going to divide them. So I have x squared y divided by x. So that x squared and that x is going to give me x, and then I don't have anything to divide with y, and it is positive. Okay, so I'm going to take that xy and I'm going to multiply it by x minus y. X squared y gives me x squared y. Xy times x, sorry. And then xy times negative y is going to give me negative x y squared. Okay, so I'm going to subtract. When I do, it changes my signs. Those are going to cancel, leaving me with this positive x y squared. Bring down my y to the third, and we're going to divide again. Remember, only using that first term. So we have x y squared divided by x. So those x's are going to cancel. It's going to leave me with positive y squared. So y squared times x minus y. Y squared times x. Y squared times negative y. Remember, I'm going to subtract, so these signs are going to change, leaving me with 0. All right, so let's do number 13, and we'll do number 14. I'm just going to work on these. I'm not really going to do much talking, just so that you can work on it and make sure that you know it and understand it. The biggest thing is making sure that you're looking at your first terms every single time. Okay, so your first term for your first set of subtraction, you should have gotten x squared at the top. X squared times 2x is 2x to the third. X squared times positive 5 is positive 5x squared. You're going to just subtract, so it's going to change those signs. That's going to cancel. And then it's going to leave me with 2x squared. Bring down my 7x. So I'm going to come over and I'm going to do the same thing. Remember, we're only looking at our first term to start with. Okay, when you do 2x squared divided by 2x, 2's will cancel, leaving you with x. X times 2x is 2x squared. X times positive 5 gives me positive 5x. I'm going to subtract, so it's going to change these signs. Those two x's will cancel. 7 minus 5 is 2. And then I have a positive 5. Okay. See if you can figure out the last term. Okay, you should have got 1. 2x divided by 2x is 1, which is going to give me positive 2x and positive 5. You're going to subtract, which is going to leave you with 0. So your final answer is x squared plus x plus 1. All right. So this will be the last one, number 14. So I'm going to go kind of slow, not going to do much talking, just going to work the problem out so that you can do it on your own. All right, x minus 5 is your answer.